Dr. Tony Huge of EnhancedAthlete.com, and I've got a question for bodybuilder coach Trevor here. Trevor, can Sarms ever replace steroids?
No, and that's on both good and bad part of it.
And we're going to answer that question in more detail using the Anabolic Matrix.
Get enhanced. Become superhuman. Welcome to the future of health and fitness.
I've been preparing you guys for this discussion for the last 5 months, and I'm competing in the next bodybuilding competition at the end of August with no steroids, Trevor.
Really?
Am I freaking out of my mind?
Hell yeah.
Well, we're about to test these theories of the anabolic matrix here. Let's go through why SARMs don't directly replace steroids and see if there's a way that we can use them with other compounds to actually replace steroids. Because my question, you answered it very literally. Can SARMs replace steroids? But the next follow-up question is, can SARMs plus other things together replace steroids? Okay, so first we have anabolics, right? Anabolics as a general category. All right, so that's steroids, right? That's steroids, but it's also SARMs, right? So let's just put testosterone, and let's put DECA, and let's put D-ball, and let's put tren here. And you know, this is all the steroids, but let's put tren. But let's put an asterisk for tren, because tren is a special creature. Deserves some special attention.
It's a different androgen.
Yes. Okay, so but let's also put some SARMs here. Let's put SARMs, and let's put ostarine, ostemuscle, and LGD, ligandrol, and RAD140, RAD, and YK11 is kind of a special beast for SARMs too, but I'll just say all the SARMs go here, alright? So, is ostemuscle as strong as testosterone by itself?
On the androgen receptor, yeah.
On the androgen receptor, okay, he said on the androgen receptor.
Your test might have a higher binding affinity. That could be your only thing, but if it's stimulating the androgen receptor, you're stimulating that.
So I'm going to put up here, androgen receptor. Alright, so Coach Trevor has just said that as far as the androgen receptor in the muscle, all of these compounds are equal except for the different amount of binding affinity that they have. We'll go to more detail in that future. Actually, this is going to be part of a large video series. We're going to be doing a whole bunch of videos on this because it's going to take us many hours to get through all the data. And we're going to follow up with studies in the future. But this is the overview. So we've covered the androgen receptor. Okay, but let's say, so now let's answer the question. Let's say someone's taking 2 grams of test. They want to take 3 grams of testosterone. Is that a good thing?
It's like pissing in the wind.
Pissing in the wind. It's the law of diminishing returns.
This is a great Ronnie Coleman said.
Okay, so we've got physics. We're going to call this bodybuilding physics here. We've got the law of diminishing returns. See? And that is when you take a little bit of something, it has a big impact. And the more you take, the less and less impact until you can keep taking more and more, and it's not going to make any difference at all. You can take 3 grams of test, isn't going to make any difference over 2 grams of test for most people. Okay, if you're a beast, if you're like this guy, 3 grams, you've got enough muscle, you might be able to absorb
Or if
it
you
all.
want moon phase, you want to be a bloated mess.
A bloated mess. Yeah, we don't want that. And also with the diminishing returns, as the benefits increase like this, guess what? The side effects keep going up. So see, the benefits plateau, the side effects keep going up like this, right? So we want to find part of the anabolic matrix is we're trying to find the sweet spot where we get the most benefit before the side effects start outweighing the benefit. All right, so what other element do we have besides working on the anabolic receptor?
You have growth hormone.
We got growth hormone. Let's say HGH.
You can probably pair that with peptides like IGF.
Okay, so we got peptides.
That'd be
IGF goes in this category.
You can put MGF, any of the growth factors, I would say.
Okay, so MGF, actually, I wanted to separate local growth factors.
Okay, yeah.
Because these are things that you would inject directly into the muscle as a different category. Alright, so we got the full body things. IGF is both a local growth factor and kind of a full body thing as well, but we'll put it under HGH for these purposes. And obviously HGH goes under the HGH category. And besides peptides, the oral HGH, which is MK677. Alright, so within this category, this HGH category, just to give them an example, would you... So they're different strengths. Okay, so the oral HGH and the peptides are actually going to be the weakest. Oral HGH is going to be the second weakest. And then HGH, and then IGF, I think, is the strongest. I mean, because you can feel IGF immediately.
Yeah.
So we could put them in order of strength. So basically, you could take a test and take one of these. If we're trying to be cost effective, we're trying to take one thing from each category. So this anabolic matrix is also teaching you how to stack things. And this is not medical advice. Don't do what we do. This is for educational, informational purposes only. All right, so we got the local growth factors, which is other types of peptides, and MGF. And I'm going to put here arachidonic acid, ARA. Because what arachidonic acid does is it causes inflammation in the muscle. And Coach Trevor and I were just talking about some of the things you can inject locally that purely cause inflammation, which triggers growth in a local area. Well, so what other category we got here?
Is this for growth? You want to put fat burning?
No, let's not do fat. Let's talk about growth. We got insulin. All right. Now, tell me why tren is special. Why does osteomuscle work as good as testosterone, but not even close to as good as tren?
Well, I mean, even testosterone, each one of these hormones has a different function. You know, you take test, it's going to be completely different from what DECA does. You're always going to have the androgen receptor stimulating from these two, but like this, you have a progesterone. So testosterone, its counterbalancing hormone would be estrogen, right? You have nandrolone, which is DECA, is a progesterone that releases prolactin. Those are counterbalanced. You have all those different hormones. So this, you're going to get water retention. You're going to get all these things. People say take nandrolone, it's good for your joints. Well, most of that is the water that you're getting. You know, Dianabol, that D-bol kind of does the same thing. Your Sarms aren't going to do that. You're not going to be holding water because you're not going to have these hormones doing this. And you have prolactin, you have estrogen. All those things can cause gyno, can cause acne, can cause water, bloating, all these different things. But like tren, that's one of the things it can cause too. It increases your sensitivity to IGF.
So here we got tren doesn't just affect the anabolic section. Tren also affects IGF. It increases the sensitivity to it. So now we've got something that actually crosses two categories. So, you know, Sarms are never going to be as strong as tren because Sarms don't cross over into the HGH category. But in the HGH category, you have oral MK677. So what if you take an osteomuscle and you also take something that increases growth hormone?
That's a good thing too, because then you have growth hormone, you're getting an anabolic, and you're getting a fat burning effect through this. You're increasing your growth hormone. You take the IGF, you're getting the IGF production too. So you're taking, it's be like taking your growth hormone. You get both effects. Now the half-life of the growth hormone, when it's released, this is releasing like a natural way. So it's telling your brain to produce the growth hormone pulse, as opposed to this giving you synthetic form of growth hormone, which will shut down your natural production temporarily while you're doing that. So you're able to take advantage of this, and then the IGF spike as if you were taking your HGH.
Okay, so basically of this category of anabolics, the Sarms are going to be healthier than the steroids, but also also less powerful.
Yeah.
And in the HGH category, the oral HGH MK677 is going to be healthier than the synthetic, but also not quite as powerful.
Every route you just pointed out, you're not going to get any internal organ. You know, if you look at the studies on Sarms, it doesn't bind into your heart. Your heart's not going to start growing like it would when you take anabolics. You know, I have an enlarged heart. A lot of athletes get it from years and years of taking lots of anabolics because they don't have a specific place that they're binding to. It's binding all over your androgen receptor. Same with growth hormone. You take synthetic growth hormone, your heart's going to grow. Organs do grow. You're taking this, you're releasing, it's tricking your body and just sending a pulse. So you're releasing the maximum amount you could naturally, the maximum you could. So you're not getting a synthetic form that's always floating around.
So it's almost like by taking a peptide or the oral, it automatically puts you into this optimal zone of having the most amount of growth hormone for the benefit before you have any of the side effects.
Exactly.
So no wonder why no one has any side effects from oral growth hormone, and yet they experience all of the benefits.
Exactly. Growth hormone. You can
So
get,
this is all the time that we have for this episode. We're gonna pause it and do another episode and continue over to the local growth factors and the insulin section of the anabolic matrix. Be swell and swole, my friends.